Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Concert Junkies, Rob and John. Oh, yeah.
And we're live. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jaycee from Blank Era, and I'm stoked to be here chatting with you today. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
I'm going to start with a hard question that
Okay.
everybody's heard a million times from me, but I don't give a crap. What do you want to leave as your legacy?
Oh, I think with this project, my sole mission is just to inspire people to take control over their lives, no matter where you come from, how old you are, your gender, your sex, anything like that. You can take control of your life and just blow it up and start completely over from scratch. So that's all I really want to do is inspire people to take control of their lives and start over. And if a song that I do give somebody the balls to take that on, then I feel pretty good about that.
From this project to your last project, self-growth?
A lot, and very needed. This is the most liberating thing that I've done. I grew up an absolute people pleaser and was always trying to manage people's reactions and sacrifice myself and my own needs in order to make sure everybody around me was okay, until I got to a point where I felt emotionally dead inside. So by starting Blank Era, it was an opportunity for me to kind of prioritize myself and the things that I want and the things that I want to do, and just say yes to things or no to things that I don't want to do, instead of, trying to make everybody else around me happy. And we sat there with ourselves, had a lot of come to Jesus moments where there were months of like no TV, no internet, just kind of really doing some shadow work and figuring out what my own flaws were and things that I like about myself, and just trying to constantly grow as a person. And it's worth it. Y'all do it. If you haven't, spend some time with yourself and really reflect. It is amazing what you'll find.
So with the new record or EP or whatever you want to call it these days, everybody calls it different things. What is your favorite lyric so far?
My favorite lyric, I think it's in the opening track on the EP, Barely Alive. My favorite lyric is, you only love me when I'm bleeding, when I'm barely alive. And a lot of people think that that's about like a relationship. And it could definitely be in that manner. But for me, it was sort of calling myself out on my own self-sabotaging behaviors, that I'm only comfortable when something is a mess. So instead of having things go right in my life, I take it as an opportunity to be like, we're not used to this. Let's blow it up and make ourselves miserable. And so that was the kind of first time that I realized that I fall into that cycle. So that has a lot of special meaning to me, being able to take off the rose-colored glasses a little bit.
So chaos is comfort.
Ooh, one more. Sorry, what was that? My phone just glitched on me.
So chaos is comfortable.
Chaos is comfortable. I think that's like a really human thing too. It's like your brain is trying to protect you and keep you in what feels familiar, even if what is familiar is toxic to you. So you have to be the one to hold yourself accountable and keep pushing through all of that discomfort to get to a healthier place. And that is with any situation, whether that's with yourself, with a family member, with a loved one, at a job. It could be anything.
So this would be, you know what? I'll give you a fun question, then we'll go back into a deeper.
Yeah, mix it up.
If you were stuck in an elevator with a cartoon character,
Ooh, a cartoon.
cartoon, not anime, because
Okay.
honestly, I don't know all the anime people.
Me either.
So a cartoon character. Who are you choosing to spend your time with? And choose it wisely, because you might not be able to get out for a while.
Interesting. I have to like rack my brain for cartoon characters. It's been so long since I've watched cartoons, if I'm honest, that aren't like, well, I guess that could be an answer. Hmm. Why have I just forgotten every cartoon character that's ever existed? Do like comic book characters count?
Yeah, that's fine.
I will go with Jean Grey from X-Men because she has always been my favorite X-Men. I just really love Jean Grey versus the Dark Phoenix side, and hopefully we won't experience that. But I would love to know how she keeps her Dark Phoenix in check. So I could really use some help with that myself. And I think she's a really smart lady, and I love that.
Would you try to get out of the elevator, or you would just bullshit until somebody came and helped?
I think she could get us out of the elevator, but I would pick her brain before. I'm like, hey, girl, I think we could like blow out of this. Dude, I would love to be a cartoon character. That would be sick. That would be the tea.
But what would your superpower be, though?
Ooh.
If you could be a cartoon superpower and stuff.
I would really love to just be able to teleport because I find that's really practical. I hate sitting still for long periods of time because I'm super ADHD. So to be able to just like snap and be able to like go visit my mom for a minute, go visit my brother for a little bit, and then come back home or, you know, whatever. I think that'd be really practical. Touring would be so easy and so cheap.
For you.
Yeah.
I mean, as a vocalist, yes. It would be easy just to teleport to whatever venue.
Everyone else can figure it out, but I'm going to be good.
You're going to be good.
I'll go home and sleep in my bed every night. All right, next show. Let's go. That'd be sick.
All right, back to the deep question here.
We're back.
You have a box of everything that you've lost. What are you looking for first?
Of everything that I've lost?
Yes.
I don't know. Everything I've lost. I don't know. Maybe one of my old pets. I'd like to get them back. I miss my dog a lot. He was a really sweet boy, so I think I would like to resurrect him from the grave. Because technically that's a loss.
Yeah. Give me 5 things that you love.
5 things that I love.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw music in there because that's super obvious, and I wouldn't be here if I didn't truly love that. I love home decor a lot and like creating spaces. I love designing clothing and just kind of customizing stuff, just finding new ways to be creative and create something that is, you know, mass produced and personalize and customize it a little bit. I love going to new restaurants and shoving as much food in my face as I can possibly think of and just being able to try new things. And I also love being able to share experiences like that with loved ones, because having really great food is awesome. But if you can't have somebody be like, no, literally try this.
Yeah.
That's it. So being able to connect with family and friends and, you know, anybody that's into that kind of thing. Special mention to traveling.
Okay, since you're originally a Jersey girl, pork roll or Taylor ham?
Pork roll. Always pork roll.
Thank you.
No question. I will stand 10 toes down on that. I know a lot of people will argue me that it's Taylor ham, but I feel like Taylor ham is the brand.
It is.
Pork roll is the thing.
It is.
And it has to be on a hard roll.
Salt, pepper, ketchup.
Ooh. I just like the egg, the cheese, and the pork roll. I don't really go for the condiments. Salt and pepper. I will take some salt and pepper on that.
Yeah. I mean,
That's my bad. I was in a place in Pennsylvania once, and they served me pork roll on a hamburger bun, and I was so confused. Like, what are we doing?
So what, since Super Bowl was this Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
it was, or past Sunday, because I don't remember days anymore. They just go by.
Feel.
What was your favorite part of the Super Bowl? Probably the food, right?
It was absolutely the food.
Yeah.
Every year, that's the thing that I look forward to the most, is just being able to have an excuse to prepare as many different appetizers as I can and then partake in all of it. Because I am a sampler queen. Ask anybody that knows me. Every time we go somewhere, I will get the sampler because I have decision paralysis. So the more, the better.
Same here. I normally go for the sampler, or anywhere I go, if I don't see something, oh, they have a burger, good.
Yeah, why commit to one thing when you could see the best of what they have to offer?
So we were talking off camera, and I'm just going to mention this. Apparently, you said there's a video with you and Mindy Jackson singing.
Yeah, it was many, many moons ago. We were both in different projects at the time, and she started playing What's Up by the Four Non-Blondes, which I love, and so I ran up there and I sang a little verse, and it's been immortalized in YouTube history, so I will have to find that video and let you see it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put it somewhere.
Yeah, I just like weirdly run up there, sing a thing, and then just kind of like trot off. So I was like, okay, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know if I should stay here, so I'll run away now, because that's what I'm good at, just running away at things.
So if music was not an option, like it didn't exist, what would you be doing with your life? Any other passions?
Do what?
Any other passions except for design and...
Music has always just been like my hyperfixation since I can remember. So it's really hard to think of a life where I don't do that in some capacity. But I think that I would find another like avenue of creation, whether that be like graphic design or clothing design or interior design, something in that world, I think is what I would chase, because I have to be hands-on doing something creative. So if music wasn't an option, I think I would find another avenue to steer that into. Be on HGTV.
Okay, in 3 words, what does this mean to you? La, la, la.
Wait, one more time?
Technically 3 words. What does la, la, la mean to you?
La, la, la.
Yes.
What does it mean to me? It makes me think of A Day to Remember. That's where I go, because one of my favorite songs that I'm actively trying to manifest into existing is a song called If It Means a Lot to You, where they cannot come home to the entire crowd is singing la, 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 la. And I just love the sentiment of that.
What about Holler Back Girl? What does that mean to you?
It means the shit is bananas.
Yeah.
Gwen Stefani is my actual queen, and I will defend her till I'm in the grave. I love her so much. She is the sole reason that I started getting involved in rock music. Her and Shirley Manson. So I love her. I love that she went off and did her own solo thing. That was very inspiring to me. This shit is bananas. Bananas. And I also learned how to spell that word finally, thanks to her.
I think all of us have.
And that's she
But do you know what that song's about, though?
Yes, it's about Courtney Love.
Okay.
Calling her a cheerleader.
Yep.
And she did it as a diss track, which is the level of petty I aspire to be. Queen behavior.
It's always fun knowing the reasons behind things.
Oh, I'm obsessed with that. I love like learning what like the deeper meaning or what the inspiration behind songs were, because you can apply your own meaning to a song, which I think is great. But kind of seeing where the artist is coming from is so fascinating. So if there's a story, I want to know it. I'm nosy.
I'm gonna give you your own 3-day festival scenario here.
Okay.
First day is female fronted.
Okay.
Second day is regional, like by you or the homies. And
Okay.
third day would be national.
Okay. So female fronted, regional, national,
Yeah,
all genders.
all genders.
How many?
I mean, typical. I'll give you 5 apiece.
Okay.
Because I mean that's normally how it normally runs.
And not including myself, obviously.
I mean, you're going to be on the bill, but
I'm going to be on either way.
Don't include yourself.
So, female fronted, I would have Lincoln Park, Top of the Mountain. I would have In This Moment. I would have Stand Atlantic. I would have Death by Romy and Upsall. I think that's like just a cool mix of ladies doing completely different things. And if Paramore wanted to play, then I would happily have Hayley Williams.
I'm kind of shocked you didn't say Gwen.
You know, I think that's the obvious answer since we talked about her. So I wanted to give some love to bands that I haven't mentioned already.
And now it's all the homies.
That's so regional. Okay. I would have Citizen Soldier. I would have Dead Eyes, American Dream Machine, Rise Among Rivals, and the Almas. Those are the homies. And I'm missing so many, so I feel kind of like an asshole. But for what I just went with what my gut said. The first ones I could rattle off. So those are the regional homies. Check all of those bands out. They're amazing. You'll love them. And then national. This is where it gets tough because there's so many. I am gonna say Day to Remember, even though I mentioned them before, because I love that band. They are my all-time favorite band. They're on the bill. I would also add Motionless in White because I love them. Wage War. Who else? I'm gonna give some love to Dayseeker and Bad Omens. Because I think that's probably high in my rotation right now, all of those bands.
If you could have your own playlist of your life right now.
Oh boy.
I mean, of course, there's ups and downs, but like, what speaks to you?
I'm gonna lose so much street cred for this, but I listen to so much Taylor Swift just because she does a really good job at hitting all kinds of different moods for all kinds of different situations. If I'm sad, she's got bops. If I'm happy and want to dance, she's got bops. I would say the Deftones would be really high on that, because they have really sick, moody music that kind of gets the creative wheels turning. And like Limp Bizkit, I think, because I think that they bring so much fun to the equation. And so they make the playlist. They are definitely on the playlist currently.
Have you ever seen any of these bands live?
Of the 3 that I just named?
Yeah.
No. I have met Chino from the Deftones in passing, which was a wild experience, but I've not seen them live. For whatever reason, the stars just haven't aligned. I was actually on my way to go to a Deftones concert one time, and en route, I found out that my grandmother died, and I did not go.
Oh.
So not to kill the vibe or anything. It's just a real story.
So what
So
is your
hopefully one.
So what is your top like venue you want to play?
I I don't know if this really counts as a venue because it's more like a festival sort of situation. Well, I think it's a venue. But I want to do Red Rocks so bad.
I want to go there so bad.
Beautiful. I just spent a month in Utah surrounded by gorgeous landscape and mountains. And I think to perform in a setting like that would be absolutely unreal. And on the other side, I would also really love to do shiprock because I think performing on a freaking ship is just like crazy and would be such a wild experience. So I want to do that too. Those are 2 bucket list.
Not musically bucket list. What's on your bucket list that you want to always try to accomplish this year?
This year, the only thing, like, it's going to sound really lame, but the only thing that I can really think of on my bucket list is that I would like to finally finish getting my apartment decorated. I have so many like photos and things like leaning against walls, and I've just been procrastinating the shit out of all of it. So I think being able to really hunker down and get to work on that is high on my goal list this year. Like I said, super boring and not exciting, but yeah, at least it seems reasonable and accomplishable. Is that a word? It is now.
Like I have 2 that are hopefully going to happen this year. We've been talking about it, whatever, working on a short film, and I actually want to work the red carpet at least once in my lifetime.
That would be sick. That would be super cool. I do want to travel more this year too, and I already started the year off on a good note, so I'm hoping to kind of keep that trend going, whether that's through touring or just personally just getting in a car and driving somewhere new and doing something. I do want to travel more because I miss it tons.
Is there any collabs that you really are manifesting right now?
The Day to Remember one for sure. I talk about it in every interview because my goal is to one day have it happen, and then I can make a compilation of every single time that I said I was going to make it happen for myself. So A Day to Remember, I'm coming for your ass. I know they hate to see me coming. God, this bitch. I feel like I'm getting closer.
Your earliest memories of early memories of childhood. What was like? Did you have vocal coaching at all, or is it just you singing with a hairbrush and in the shower and chorus or any of that stuff, or was it just I'm gonna do this?
So I never had any vocal training or anything because I grew up painfully shy, terrified of everybody, and I didn't know if I was good, and I was embarrassed to sing in front of people. So I remember being in the back of my mom's car. She would be playing music, and I would be kind of just mouthing the words along, like in the back seat. And my mom would be like, "Oh, you're singing," and I'm like, "Don't look at me! Oh my God, no!" So I got a $20 Radio Shack microphone as my very first microphone that I plugged into like my little boom box at the time. And I would just sing what was on the radio, sing my favorite CDs, like in total privacy. And I would put on concerts for all of my stuffed animals and Barbie dolls.
That's adorable. It's adorable.
And then eventually I was like, I think I want to put on a show for my mom and my brother and this and that. And it just kind of started slowly snowballing. And then it wasn't until I was like 19 that I was like, I think I'm ready to be in a band now because I can't be Gwen Stefani only performing in my bedroom. So I started getting out there, and now I feel like the only place that I am comfortable and not shy is on stage. So it's a wild turn of events.
When was the first time you were recognized for singing?
One more time, sorry.
When was the first time you were recognized for your project?
Let's see. I don't remember when this was, but I do remember being at a mall and somebody recognized me. And I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. Like, I think I was more excited than she was. And I was like, can we take a picture? Like, please. But yeah, it had to be, man, like maybe 10 years ago.
Like, it is a weird feeling. Like, it really is.
Yeah, it's very cool. Like, and it's not something that you ever really expect. And it's always when you look like shit too.
And to be honest, or you're at your job.
Yeah. Oh my God, that is so embarrassing.
And I can't.
I
feel bad, but not with their logo on me or anything. I cannot. Yeah. If I'm out on my break, you want to have a hoodie on, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I even have merch with my face on it, and somebody came in wearing it one day. That was freaking cool.
That's incredible.
Mean,
there was a time this is a while ago, I was working at my job at a Tex-Mex restaurant, and I was on the cashier, and someone like recognized me, and I'm like, oh, this is so embarrassing, because like as a musician, you want to like have all the smoke and mirrors of just being like this artist, and then they see you with your hair and this freaking thing and your work shirt on. You're like, oh, this sucks, but it's still really flattering and super cool.
So you went to Vegas. What was your highlights and your, like, I mean,
let's see. There were a lot of highlights because it's just a really cool city, and it was fun to like not worry about working and just kind of be an idiot in a town that's like really shiny and lit up all the time. So one of the highlights was that I got to wear sunglasses inside all of the time, like a douchebag, while I'm wearing full sparkle suits. That is just not something that you can do every day, but it flies in Vegas. So that was very exciting for me. I also got to go to, I'm completely stupid, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, so forgive me if it's wrong. The Bacchanal buffet at Caesar's Palace was an insane experience. Talking about a girl who's a lover of samplers, it was like 250 options of like crab buffet, all kinds of like Mexican food, Mediterranean, Italian station, a giant dessert station, and I had some of everything, and I left feeling absolutely horrible in the best possible way. Like literally was gonna go out later, and I'm like, I think I'm just gonna flatten out in bed because I am so stuffed. But it was great food and a lot of it. Highlight. But then I also went to the aquarium, and I am just fascinated by sea life. So getting to see tons of sharks was really cool, and I'm convinced that I'm their friend. So it's probably going to be how I die.
Like I'm thinking about going soon again. I'm probably going to go to the heart attack grill.
Oh, do that. Hell yeah.
I've been there like 3 times. I mean, there's certain places that just amazing, but
yeah,
like all the things you see on Instagram or whatever, I mean, I don't know about the zip line because I'm a big guy, but I'm just saying that's probably a no-go. But
dude, it was brutal. I went to do a VR video game, And I've never played anything like that. I have zero. I'm not a gamer girl anyway, but I'm always down for like a new experience. So I'm like, yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. They put the headset on me, and it was so dark. I had an immediate panic attack, and I'm like, awesome. So I'm gonna be the first one to like bitch out of this. And then they were like, no, once it comes on, you're gonna be fine. So I'm like, okay. I put it back on. I'm like, I'm not a quitter. I'm back in. And so I went through the tutorial, and then I'm fighting skeletons and fighting goblins. And then like I just have fake blood spewing everywhere. And I had a second panic attack, and then I tapped out. So was a lot of fun. I'm just my senses were wildly overstimulated, and paired with me not quite knowing what I was getting myself into was so embarrassing, but it was fun.
So when you go to a concert, are you up at the rail or your sidebar, or the sidebars, or I mean it depends on the venue, but I'm saying, are you
Yeah.
rail? Are you always up against the rail?
Not so much anymore. I used to, like when I was first going to concerts, the only thing that was important to me was I need to be barricade, front row, especially for like a band that I really loved. That was kind of the thing. But as I got a little older, I realized that like I was missing out on so much of the experience because I was like so busy fighting for my life to stay in that spot and having to like handle crowd surfers and all of that. So I'm like, I feel like I'm not really getting to like immerse myself in seeing this band live because like so many other circumstances are happening around me. So now I stand a little further back, but I still do love being on the floor and as close as I can be without getting my shit rocked. But I've also had a lot of opportunities where I get to kind of stand more side stage, and I love that too. Even though you can't really hear as well, you can kind of visually see the show a little bit better, and I love that too. So I just love being in that environment. So honestly, if I can be there, I will, and I'll stand wherever. So
So since I do photography as well, so I try not to. I mean, if I do get the opportunity to be in the photo pit, that's great. If I
yeah.
don't, I'll take it from the pit, but when I know it's going to be a breakdown, I get the
Mhm.
hell out.
Yep.
Phone
Oh
goes
man.
back. Phone goes back. Some places I can't bring my real stuff in, so phone's back in pocket, and I wiggle my way out of there.
That's how you got to do it.
I,
That's how you
I
got to do
used
it sometimes.
I used to be a pit guy. I used to crowd
Yeah.
surf and everything.
Yeah, I kind of like standing more where like the soundboard is now.
Yeah.
There was one concert I went to. It was Kill Switch Engage, and I I was not sure what I was getting into. I love Kill Switch, and I was so stoked to be there, and it was packed. So I kind of stood against like the wall because it was elevated and I had the best view.
Yeah.
And then they started doing the wall of death, and I've never been so flattened against the surface in all of my life. I'm like, oh wow. Noted. So I'm going to see Kill Switch again in a couple of weeks, and I'm very excited about that. And now I know, don't stand against the fucking wall. You will be roadkill.
So speaking of Kill Switch, Howard over Jesse or Jesse over Howard?
Ooh, that's tough.
I mean, I know different vocal ranges, but
I have to say Howard, and I say Howard because that's when I discovered the band was End of Heartache. So Howard and his voice and all that just kind of holds a really special nostalgic place for me. But I also, when I started digging into the back catalog, love Jesse, and I love him now. I love the new song that they just put out. So I know it's like cliche to be like, I love both, but I truly do. But if I had to pick, I think I'm going to skew Howard.
So speaking of vocal range, what do you think you're at the moment?
I'm sorry?
I said, speaking of vocal range, what range do you think you're at the moment?
Oh, I have no idea. I feel like I'm always trying to expand it, and it's been so long since I've like tried to see, okay, what's my lowest note and what's my highest one. So honestly, I have no fucking idea. I just try and sing. Lord, my phone is really being a wiener today.
Is there certain artists that you wouldn't attempt to mimic or cover?
Wouldn't attempt to? Ooh. I just, again, probably gonna lose some street cred for this, but when I was a teenager, I grew up absolutely loving Christina Aguilera because I thought that she was like an absolute monster singer. I'm like, this is how you're supposed to sing. I would never ever cover any of those songs because I feel like if you can't do it at her level or better, then maybe just stop. Or you'd have to do it so different that it's not even in the same world. So I'm like, you're the GOAT, girl. I won't touch it, even though I love you so much.
So are we going like Genie in the Bottle or Stronger or no? It wasn't Stronger. It was Dirty.
Man, Dirty. Dirty was that entire Stripped album when it came out was my entire personality as like a 12-year-old, which is like, looking back, I had no business being so into that, but that album in particular, everything on it is a non-skip for me. So any of it.
So you were pretty much what was ever technically on TRL.
Basically, Dirty, Beautiful, any of that. I miss TRL. You really just unlocked a core memory.
like I miss 120 minutes and Headbangers Ball and the 10 spot, like the things you weren't supposed to watch.
Yeah.
As
man.
a child.
Crazy.
Like, I was MTV.
Mm-hmm.
I had a fight with my brother for the remote, but I'm just saying MTV. That's what started everything that I do now.
Yeah, absolutely. It has such a big influence. It's funny. I was on Instagram yesterday and I follow Joel Madden from Good Charlotte, who was like my big celebrity crush back in the day. And him and his brother Benji had a show on MTV at like 3:00 in the morning called All Things Rock. And he made a post about it being like, who remembers this? And I'm like, I used to set alarms to wake up on school nights to watch that show because I absolutely had to watch it because I loved them. And I love that it introduced me to, more rock music, obviously, as someone who was just kind of getting their feet wet in that genre. And so it's like such a crazy memory that I have, that just like fully setting alarms and waking up at 3:00 in the morning to watch this rock show.
They're actually coming out with new stuff soon.
Yeah.
I just heard.
Yeah, I woke up and I'm like, what year is it? I'm so happy about it, though. I'm freaking out.
This is going to be a very weird year, I feel it.
It does have that. Like, like I said, so many things are happening that make me feel like I'm living in a simulation because it feels like the early 2000s all over again, which I'm not mad at. And I'm glad that I get to participate in it as an adult with money this time.
I mean, yeah, adult money, adult problems, but yeah,
exactly. But now I don't have to kick holes in my parents' wall because they won't take me to go see Avenged Sevenfold or something stupid like that. I'll just go to the concert.
So you're pulling a Kyle, kicking walls.
I totally did. I remember so badly I wanted to go see Avenged Sevenfold in Myrtle Beach when I was still living in North Carolina. And my mom was like, you're too young to go to Myrtle Beach by yourself, and I'm not driving you. And I was so like full of hormones. I fully went to go kick the floor, but I missed and just fully threw the wall. And I was absolutely not going to the concert after that. And
yeah.
Live and learn.
What was your first show you ever saw?
Let's see. These are the first two concerts. Let's see. I don't count that one because I don't really remember it. The first concert that I wanted to go to that my mom took me to was the Backstreet Boys. The first concert that I paid money to go see was Blink-182, Taking Back Sunday, and Cypress Hill. And That was amazing. I got hit in the face by Travis Barker's drumstick, and then the girl behind me caught it. You're welcome. But yeah, that was a really great concert. I love Blink-182 so much.
I was able to go to the first Family Values tour.
I would give my entire existence to be able to go like go back in time and go to that. Like,
I'm a huge Korn fan. I mean, I missed them a couple times because of scheduling conflicts and sometimes the location.
yeah,
I'm sorry, I don't like going to Camden. I'm sorry, like I don't.
it's
I'm
a
not.
lot. I feel that.
I don't like Camden. Like
Yeah, I don't
I have
disagree with you
I
there.
have pretty much except for like maybe one. I have all their CDs, all their at least two of their vinyls because I can't find one, but I gotta do more researching where I can get it. But yeah, the first Family Values tour was Korn, Limp Bizkit,
Hmm.
Orgy, Rob Stein, Ice Cube was there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it was. Quote me if I'm wrong because I know you're a Jersey girl too. I think it was at the Izod Center, or it was on the Izod Center, or it was at Giant Stadium. I'm not 100% sure which that
Yeah,
was, but
I don't know if I know, but Korn is another band that I've not seen live yet, and like that haunts me. There was one time I was playing Blue Ridge Rock Festival, and Jonathan Davis was supposed to be headlining that night. And I was so excited about it, but it was right when his wife had passed away, and so he canceled. Rightfully so, obviously. And all I
yeah,
remember was that they slotted Motionless in White into the headlining spot, and the entire crowd was just, "We want a headliner," like throwing shit at Motionless. And like to their credit, they just kept like plowing through and ignoring it, which is gotta be like screwing with your, self-esteem throughout that entire performance. So kudos to them for like keeping it moving. But like
if you
I
if
was
you
sad that I didn't get to see Jonathan Davis.
if you get a chance to go, just make sure you're not in the pit for Blind,
Nope.
please.
Catch me back here where it's safe.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. I mean,
I love watching the pit. I think it's so much fun to watch, but yeah, I would get seriously hurt.
I would love to have a drone shot, honestly,
That would be sick.
but you can't do that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
What year were you at Blue Ridge?
It was the second year. So 2018, maybe?
Oh, the second year. It was. I
Yeah.
don't.
They only had the two stages, like the one
Yeah,
main one and then that little dinky one. And I was on the dinky one. So
but how did it feel to play for that many people, even if it was a couple hundred?
I love it. Like playing festivals versus playing like in clubs are two completely different energies. I feel like everybody at festivals is so eager to discover new artists and is there to just throw down, appreciate rock music and have a good time. And I love that. The only thing I don't like is there's so much space between the stage and the crowd. So it kind of feels a little disconnected, and sometimes I like being in the smaller clubs where you can like really be in people's face and connect that way. But I love the energy of um festivals, and especially afterwards when you're at merch and you really get to introduce yourself and get to know people and just have fun with them. Love it.
My thing with festivals, it's not ran like it used to be,
Yeah,
and that's why I don't go to too many festivals.
yeah, I feel that.
I'm doing everything in my power. I'm gonna be at Brewstock this year,
Hmm.
but
Shout out Brewstock.
I was an Ozfest kid. I
Hmm.
was at Ozfest, almost every Ozfest, and a couple Mayhem Fests.
Yeah.
They did things correctly.
Yeah. See, I was a Warped Tour kid, and it was just madness.
No, but I'm saying like it was an all day thing. So you
Yeah.
had, say, Shadows Fall on a stage that, what do you call it? You have motocross going. You know, like
Hmm.
they time things correctly.
Right.
My biggest thing is I'm not spending thousands of dollars for stage one. Is you overlap each other, so I
That's the
can't
worst
go.
part.
I'm not gonna go see half a set of, say, Dream Theater, and then I have to run to try to get a spot at Slayer. Or
Yep.
I mean, okay, it starts at 11 o'clock in the morning. Cool. Okay, band should go on maybe like 11:30 because you all have to get in and whatever the case may be. Schedule it correctly.
Yeah, that
Or do a 3-day thing that, okay, Monday is you're at one stage, like Blue Stage is these bands.
yeah.
Tuesday is the Green Stage. Wednesday is, the third stage. You could break it up that it's a 3-day festival or a 2-day
Hmm.
festival, and you get to see who you want to see.
Right, you get an opportunity to see everybody. That is my biggest complaint with festivals, is that you have to kind of prioritize sometimes like two of your favorite bands playing at the same time, and it's like, well, do I watch half and then go see the other half? Do I just catch this band another time? Like, and that gets really frustrating, especially like you said, when you're paying like exorbitant amounts of money for these tickets and not even
Like
get to see everybody.
you're gonna have travel, food, an RV rental, or sleep on the ground.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not for me. It's not worth it. Like if you plan it correctly and how Ozfest planned it correctly, that the main headliners are going to be on the main stage.
Hmm.
So you have, what do you call it? Okay, at 6 o'clock it's Manson. 7 o'clock it's Korn. 10 o'clock it's Ozzy.
Right. Yep.
I had to come late one year because of transportation issue, and spur of the moment got free tickets
Yeah.
from.
Cha-ching.
I mean, yeah. So I got there to see. It was Korn, or it was Manson, then Korn, then Ozzy. Didn't get to see everybody else, but those were the main to go see anyway. They did it correctly. You know what I'm saying? Okay,
Yep.
during the day, 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, the other stages are, say, in this moment, and then so forth.
Yeah, I definitely think it can be organized a little bit cleaner for sure.
And the ticket pricing and everything else.
For sure. The tickets are like ungodly at this point, to be honest. Like I haven't even gone to a festival that I wasn't playing, because like it's just so much money, especially like again, including travel and accommodations, and like you, I don't want to camp. Like I just don't want to. I just need to like introvert for a minute, and the thought of being constantly surrounded is
Like
a
I'm
lot.
okay. I'm okay if I have to sleep in a. Really don't want to, but if I had to sleep in a car, that's fine. But
That's what I prefer to do, honestly.
I mean, the tire tent and everything. I just not.
Yeah, that's too much.
It's not worth it.
I am a
honest.
bougie queen. There was a time I went camping and I had like an SUV, and for my tent, I just leaned all the seats back, turned it into a bed, and just slept with the AC on in that bitch all night long. And I was the most comfortable one. And they could, make fun of me all you want, but I definitely slept better than everybody else on that trip.
So, what was the best advice, musically or not musically, you were ever given?
I feel like there's been a couple of golden nuggets that I've collected over the years. One that I really love is who cares? Like, that's been such a game changer for me. It's kind of like, oh, when you find yourself kind of getting in the rut of like creating the same things, you'll be like, oh, that's not my brand. I can't do this. I can't do that. Who cares? Do it. Why not? Life is too short. So it's really given me the confidence to kind of take more risks in my career and in music in general. It's kind of like, oh, I want to do something like this, but I don't know if my audience would like it. And it's just like, well, do you like it? Then who cares? Do it. So I've really let that one live with me a lot. And then another piece of advice that I got in was the key to writing great songs is in the past, and to look in the past for inspiration and find ways to make it new again instead of just trying to rip off the trendy thing that's happening right now. Because then you just get lumped into what every other band is doing right now. Because like everybody wants to sound like Bring Me the Horizon, everybody wants to sound like Bad Omens, but those bands already exist and they're doing it at the top level. So what makes you special? Going and finding like things that I love about No Doubt or Garbage and finding ways to put a 2025 spin on that is much more exciting than doing what I'm hearing on Octane right now, which are great songs, but like it's easy to get lost in the shuffle, and then you don't get to have your own personality when you're just trying to replicate what everybody else is doing. So either the writing great songs is in the past.
I think you should come out with the 2025 new Hollaback Girl.
Don't think I haven't already thought of that.
But we'll spell something else out instead.
Yes. I think it would be so much fun. I'm like things like that I think are lacking today. I think everybody takes themselves so seriously that people are afraid to just be stupid and have fun. And I am all about being stupid and having fun. So I will fall on that sword for everyone. But that is another reason why I really love Limp Bizkit. I think Limp Bizkit is a great example of a band that doesn't take themselves too seriously and just has fun. And I am so on board for that. And they've been hugely influential in this new journey that I've been on.
I'm gonna leave you with this question, and then
Let's go.
Then we'll get into the promotion part of this. I ask this every episode, and I'm going to until I think it's something differently. Last Supper scenario.
Okay.
Who are your 12 disciples, and one has to be a female?
Ooh.
No family, though.
No family.
Cartoons to musicians to actresses to...
Oh, man.
I leave family out so nobody gets any of that shit later.
Yeah. Sorry, fam. Let's see. I would have to have Jeremy McKinnon from A Day to Remember on there. He's one. Obviously, Gwen Stefani, Shirley Manson, Taylor Swift. Those are my girls. I'm also going to throw Doja Cat in there because I think she's just like a nut, and I love that. So that's 5. I would have Leslie Knope from Parks and Rec. Not Amy Poehler, but Leslie Knope specifically, the character. Because that bitch gets things done, and she's passionate, and I need somebody like that to keep my procrastinating in check. Man, I'm like female heavy on this, actually.
Yeah.
Which I'm totally fine with. But let's see. Let's mix it up. Ooh, this is gonna be a hot take, and people are gonna hate it probably. But I would put Ronnie Radke in there because nobody gives less fucks than that man. For better or
Yes.
for worse, you know,
Okay.
sometimes you need an evil. You need someone that's gonna do the dirty work, and so Ronnie is on there.
Him by himself or all his birds?
Oh, I'll take the birds too, just for
Okay.
color. The birds
Okay.
are sweet. And I just love the thought of them like cawing as like his hype men in the background. That's amazing. Let's see. Who else would I put in there? I'm trying to steer away from musicians for a minute. My dog. It's kind of family, but she belongs there because she's just pure and wholesome and adorable, and nobody is a bigger ride or die than your dog. So Leia. What am I at? 8?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. I'm starting to, let's see. Let's see, how can who else am I just, this is going to be easy. I would bring in Kyle Odell, Dusty Waring, and Brandon Merluccio. The three of them helped me create my album, and I trust their judgment and I trust their talent. So they deserve that. So that's 11. And one more. And it can't be my evil twin.
I'll let you have that one. You can have
And my evil twin.
you can have that one.
Okay. Love
that.
The split personality is real.
And I know the first one is just be a sampler of everything. So
exactly, a sampler of people, sampler of food is my, Last Supper. I think about there's a place in Nashville, they have an actual appetizer tower that's $50. I got it just for me. It's made for 6 people. I just ordered it because I needed all of it. I had a lot of leftovers, but it was worth it. Yeah, that's the chat.
So before we end this, what do you want to say to your fans and what's going on for the rest of the year? What are you looking at?
So I am currently working on writing more songs and getting those ready to strategically release throughout the year. So yay, more music coming. I am also looking into getting some merch done. I am looking into getting some collabs done. I am working on hopefully touring. So all good things, very exciting things. And to anybody who has listened to the EP or followed me on social media, thank you for taking the time to give a brand new artist an opportunity to be heard, and allowing me to grow and change as I navigate my way through this industry, and just supporting me. That means so much because it gets really tough, but having people reach out and tell you how a song has helped them or how inspire them to do something positive is just a reminder why I do this in the first place. So thank you for all the love and support. More please, and I have you too. I'm a small artist and I love being able to connect with fans and build a community. I reply to all of my comments and messages the best that I can, so we're all in this sinking ship together.
And where are you going to be able to be followed? On which platforms?
All of the things. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of the things. All of it is at In My Blank Era. Please come find me. I need more friends. As a shy, painfully awkward person. Hi, if you are too, we'll understand each other.
So I'd like to thank you for your time. Just a reminder that this is on Facebook, Concert Junkies, Rob and John YouTube. Concert Junkies Rob and John YouTube on YouTube. Twitch is just Concert Rob because they would not let me finish what I was saying, so there's no underscore there. And Podbean, it is going to be just Concert Junkies Rob and John. You can find the audio there at some point this week. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to both of us. And selfless plug, there is new merch coming out on my end. It's just pre-order only, so just message me on any of the socials and I can tell you how to get the merch. And there is a website opened. It is my Shopify, Concert Junkies Rob and John YouTube. There's merch on there as well. And I will leave in the comments later whatever merch site she's using.
Woo!
So have a great night. And I will see everybody next Wednesday.